didn't attack me on what I said. You attack me on my person. And I think it is wrong. Okay? You have no right to call me disturbed. You are not a psychologist or psychiatric person. So if you want, you call me disturbed because I ask a question. Is it only racism to a black? Is it only racism or it is rejection of black African? Why do you think I made this video? Did you watch all the series I made before coming to insult me as a disturbed woman, Janet's daughter? I don't think you did, because people like you just take some part and you come to throw that. I don't know which kind of video you are making in your channel, but at least me, I denounce some situation that is not. I try to change and discuss about our mindset. Okay, you are not someone who will teach me what I'm supposed to think or I know my story. I know where I come from. I know my culture. You know nothing about me. And you don't come to my channel, come to insult me in my channel and bully me, okay? I am not disturbed, and I will show you something. Because the question I had, the video came from a question I had. And I saw that even black from the island sometimes do not stand black African. And I try to understand why this problem is recurring, because it is known. Okay, now I try to question, is it us? Because it's not always about being the victim, throwing the stone and say, oh, they hate us. Sometimes it's good to look inside and ask ourselves, do we believe do we behave the way we should be behaving? And I give an example, and I say, the times I went to Paris from when I was a child and a teenager, and when I became an adult, I didn't recognize Paris in France, okay? Because I admit that there is a very poor type of immigration from African people, and that maybe can explain the reason why there is a rejection of black Africans people because of this behavior, okay? But no, you came to insult me. So I will try to see if I can find it again. Since I am disturbed, I will show you something that make me think that maybe there is a problem and the type of immigration that Africa is sending to Europe nowadays, okay? Especially in France, who is open to diversity. And the people are more and more angry about the type of people who are entering that country, and more people are voting for the extreme right wing, which can be understandable, because when you see that, some stuff that African people are doing in the bus. She's urinating in the bus in Paris or somewhere in France. Okay? She urinates in the bus. Okay? You say I'm disturbed. No problem. She is fine. Me, I'm disturbed because I have weeds and I don't have the right to talk about situation like that. Okay? It's in Europe somewhere. Another one. This is a woman who pooping in street of Paris. Pooping. And by the way, she's natural hair. You like natural afro hair. Look.
Je vais vous montrer une pub du Togo où on dit aux gens qu'il faut arrêter de faire caca dans la rue.
So he said that there is an ad who tell that to teach people to stop pooping in the street. So it's already in some Africa. Oh mess! Oh my God! He pooped on the metro.
Et qui fait aussi dans la rue. Tout va bien.
This one is peeing in the street. So I don't, that's why when I say that, I went to this conclusion that maybe now people are rejecting African, precisely African only because of this behavior. Okay? Now, you are angry at me, you say in Gabon everything is fine. I don't know how everything is fine. She's talking about concerning whatever she's talking of fear driving, what little one can understand I mean, your English is even difficult to understand. Maybe you use AI, I don't know. Fear driving what little one can understand from whatever she's talking about concerning Gabon. So for you, Gabon is good. Is in good condition. Is in a good. Okay. Okay. You know what? It's sad. I don't even know why I should argue. I don't even know what, because there are so many things that I saw. Everything is fine. Your capital city look like, okay. When I was young in 1993 and 1994, the first thing I had a slap on my face was in high school. I was maybe 13 years old. And I was in that African country where my parents took me, because my parents, and I'm very proud that my father removed me from that environment of, of that mentality. Thanks God, because I would be thinking like that. And he told me, the teacher told me, we are talking about urbanism, because yes, in your country, there is a problem of urbanism. You don't have proper road, you don't have proper streets. Am I lying? Can we take an address from the airport and say, I want to go to the address with a taxi who has the capacity to have address easily? To you, can we? Is your city has proper waste management, like trash is being removed properly? Okay, so he told me, he asked us for capital cities in Africa, French Africa, that are good capital cities, beautiful capital cities. And I, of course, raised my hand because I was thinking like you that everything is fine. And then I say, Libreville. And he told me, Libreville is a big village. That day I was humiliated in my classroom, but I didn't accept it as a good Gabonese person. I went to see my teacher in his office, and I asked him to explain to me why he called my city a village. That day he lectured me, he schooled me in what we call a city, a proper city. So when I went back, because you must see the organization of the street and of the road, you must see that, and you can tell the address there, okay? When I went back home, I was often traveling. I have to be honest on that with you. I never saw that issue for me. It wasn't a problem for me until someone opened my eyes. And thanks God, I opened my eyes early in my teenager years, 13 years old. So when we flew back to Libreville that summer, I looked down and I say, oh my God. Okay? When I went back to this African country, two different worlds. And today, you want to talk, you want to say everything is fine there, okay. But can you compare your international airport to the one in Togo, Lomé? Can you compare to the one in Benin? Can you compare to the one in Abidjan? Can you? You have a higher GDP in Africa. You are among the three or the fourth one, the third or the fourth one in Africa who have the higher GDP. Okay? Can you compare your international airport to the other one who has less than you? No, because you are too proud. Maybe you think that everything is fine. We cannot point, for people, in order to make improvement, is to question also ourselves. That's what I'm doing. Okay, this is what we call that's what Socrates was doing. Is bringing question, and then you start to answer, and then you are asking yourself a question. Okay, I don't know if that's what we call a myotic. I don't know how you call it, or maybe something else. So when you question, and you eventually come to a conclusion that maybe something is wrong with us. I don't know if you say, You say that I'm disturbed because I talk about the colonizers are not the only one, are not only the only reason that is destroying, that is the problem of poverty in Africa. You came to attack me about my person. What did I say was wrong in what did I say was actually false or wrong? Many Africans today admit that Africans themselves with the way, with the corruption, with the mismanagement of our country, are actually also, with the greed the greed and the lack of compassion are actually the reason why this continent is not working either progressively to the best. Some countries in Africa, most, okay, some of them are doing good, but most of them are still struggling, okay? And that is not always the colonizer only, because in the platform, in the forum where I am today, some of where we are talking, a political platform where we are exchanging there, some of them told me, you know what, Laetitia, at the end of the day, maybe the colonizer were white. Because they saw that African people have difficulty managing their own resources, their own countries, okay? You say everything is fine in your country, okay, but when I went to hospital in your country, I didn't see something fine. And electricity, water, that's why I say over and over and over. If for you have the same issue since 1993 to 2025 is not a problem, good for you. But for me, I mean, there is something to scream about, okay? Emotion, when I speak in a situation that is very insane or is very shocking, yeah, I can have an emotion. I can be emotionally here. But if it's about taking a decision that involves many other people for generation, you don't need to be emotional. You need to think rationally and take the right decision. That was what I was meaning by emotion, okay? I am human. Of course, if something shocked me, I will be emotional. So don't come here to pretend you didn't understand, because you come here just to insult me. For that reason, I delete your comments. And if you have something important to tell, if you want to contradict what I'm saying, I invite you on Friday for a live. I'm not going to act like you who want to make me feel bad because I don't have the same style than you, hairstyle, whatever. And I will just invite you on this, and I will act democratically with you. Okay, I will say that like that if I can, or I will be more elegant by inviting you in my channel here, having your life, and you explain to me what I said was wrong about your country and about Africa, okay? And then maybe you explain to me why you curse me and you bully me, why you want to reduce me publicly. But you know what? I can defend myself. That's why I'm here back, because you're not going to break me for that, okay? So I invite you. I will put a comment and I will pin it to invite you, and then you explain to me what I say was wrong, okay? I gave you an example. You talk about me not being nappy. I gave you Dr. Hikana, who is one of the big voices in Africa and who always pertinent, who work for African Union, okay? Because you people look from the outside, you don't look what is inside of the people. You are maybe the kind of, that's the thing I think in Africa usually, is when you see a woman who tries differently who want to come to church, people like who have this kind of reflection like you, they will be blaming the woman who maybe comes from a difficult background and trying to know God. But because of this behavior, always, belittle someone who is trying to. African women, you are not supportive to each other, okay? The video I was talking about other African in my country who are suffering, but you came to insult me. You came to tell me I'm disturbed. Something doesn't make any sense here. So for that reason, I invite you. If you are a woman, I want you to talk to me face to face on the live. I'm not going to be disrespectful like you did to me, but I would like to have a decent debate, and we're going to talk about what I say wrong, because I put all the facts, I put all the facts, but still you came to insult me. So I'll be interested to know what I say was wrong. Okay? Thank you for watching.